Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Kalan from White Glove Models, and welcome back to the channel. Sorry for my hair. It is doing its own thing today. It is time for a new haircut, I reckon. So thank you so much for joining me. Hopefully you guys can hear me fine. You can see me fine. I'm going to try a few different things that are a little bit different that I've never actually tried before on the live stream. And we are going, just for a heads up for those of you that are joining me today, we're not going to be talking about model stuff until maybe later in the stream. The first thing I want to kind of talk about is the fire, where we're at, how everything's going. As you can see, I'm back in my hobby room. We actually have been home for the last week, so just under evacuation warning at this time. So yeah, we're going to talk a little bit about that. I'll explain a few things for you guys that are interested or curious about it. Then we're going to talk a little bit about what my plans are for this coming week before surgery, because as most of you know, at this time next Monday, I will be in surgery. Actually, hopefully getting close to coming out of my first surgery, and then Tuesday I'll have the second surgery. So we'll talk a little bit about that, and then kind of what the plans are going on from here for the rest of the month and into September. I can't believe it's already almost September, and I say that because for me, you know, for everybody here, it's the 8th of August, but in all reality, the next time you guys will be seeing me will be in September. And I do have a feeling that this month is going to go by very, very quickly. So I'm trying to upload something to my phone or to my drive right now, so I can open it up and play for you guys something that I recorded just a few minutes ago. So I will be sharing that with you guys shortly. Let's head off to chat real quick. We'll see who all is in chat, and then go from there. So thanks again for joining me on this Monday Coffee with Kalan. And unfortunately, I don't have coffee. So this week before my surgery, I'm not going to be drinking any coffee or caffeine. And basically just eating soup mostly. We'll talk about that here in a little bit as well. But first of all, let's say hi to Dirk over at Dirk's Pneumophiles. Thank you so much for joining me, Dirk. Yeah, I was not here for a minute, so I'm still trying to get things set up for the rest of today for the live stream, because there is a video I would like to show you guys. Chris is here. Chris K. Hi, Chris. How's it going? Hope you're doing well. And how how unprofessional some people. I know. And afternoon, Chris. How's it shaking? And it's actually nice out since I'm at work. Yeah, of course. It's actually, to be honest, it's a beautiful day here in Yreka, which is nice because, you know, we've had a lot of smoke, obviously. And so the last 2 days actually have been nice. The smoke does kind of roll back in the evening, though, depending on how the wind's pushing it. Dirk and I are here. That's all that matters. That is true. And we also have Mark from Edinburgh Modeling Man Cave. Hello there. Hi, Mark. How's it going? Always good to see you, brother. And hope you're doing well. And I appreciate the fact that you're still working at the workbench, getting a lot done. Even though I know it's been hot for you guys there, hopefully the weather has kind of cooled down a little bit for you. And everybody's saying hi to each other. So we've got 4 people in. I'm going to get a quick drink of water. Okay. So yes, this is going to be the last Monday Coffee with Kalan for a while. And most of you know that because I'm going into surgery next week. And so Monday and Tuesday of next week are my 2 surgery days. The first one they go in there, I guess they're going to go in from the front and remove the old disc or what's left of it. They're actually is not a lot of that disc left. I don't know where, I can't remember where it's either L4 or L5, and it's very difficult to get to. So it's going to be a pretty scary surgery, I guess, which they have to remove a lot of stuff to get to it, which is kind of, I don't know. It's, I guess surgeries can be a bit scary, and I'm not used to all that. So, that's going to be probably the hardest one, I guess. And then the next day, what they do is they go in from the back and they put in these two or four pins to kind of hold the spine together. And then they're flexible pins, which will stay in there forever. And it will be, that will be probably the easier surgery, he said. And then pretty much that day, I should be able to walk around, cross my fingers. The sooner you get out and walk around and start getting up and moving, the faster the recovery. So that will be my goal. I may try to video some of that and just share it maybe with people that are interested in just kind of seeing how my recovery is going. I don't know when I'm going to get back to the Workbench is the problem. So I know like Colin over at Festa's workshop, he had a similar surgery, but I think his was a bit more involved than mine. And he couldn't get back to the Workbench for at least a month and a half or more. So I'm praying that I can get to the Workbench a lot sooner than that, because I can't lie around or sit around for very long. I have to be doing something. So I'm going to do my best to try to keep my recovery speedy and going, the way it should be. So I have, let me see here. I don't know which file is which. So I think what I'll do is I'm going to download these, and then I'll show you kind of what's going on here. I'm reading some of the chat. So Marco saying, just coming back from model shop and some paints and cheap Rebel TIE Fighter. Yeah, that'll be cool. I know you've got quite a few going on at this time. So if you're not familiar with Mark's YouTube, go check it out and subscribe to Mark, because he just does some brilliant work, and he busts through models like super. I wouldn't say super fast, but he does a lot at a time, and he usually finishes about 22 to 20 plus models a year, which right now I'm basically, I think I finished 2 models last year. So Mark's pretty badass, and he does some amazing work, and he's learning just like the rest of us as he goes along. So what's funny is he I've watched a lot of his videos where he'll be working on something, and I'm thinking, okay, he's done this hundreds of times. He's a pro at it. It turns out beautiful and amazing. And he's like, yeah, this is the first time I've ever tried this. So it's like, wow, that's impressive. So yeah, definitely love his channel. My son has just got myself Lego like Skywalker X-Wing. Ooh, that'll be cool. And Model Tank Guy is in. I just stopped in to say hi. Thank you so much for joining us. I hope you're doing well. And thank you for popping in. And Dirk is right. It is Monday, water with Kalan, since I am off the coffee for the week. Because I don't know. So there's a few things that they recommend before surgery. And one of those things is, so before surgery, you want to have your sodium intake. If you already have high sodium, they don't want you doing this, but because I already have a very low sodium diet, my sodium levels are really down, and for surgery to help boost recovery and all that, and to avoid getting infection, they want you to have a lot of sodium, and they also want your stomach to be fairly empty and your bowels loose, which is too much information. But anyways, so they recommended soup. And so basically for the rest of the week, I'm going to be eating soup and to try to get that sodium level up, and also to get just to have my stomach ready so I don't have any issues when it comes to recovery. So Dirk was saying, I can picture it now. Hey, Doc, can you hold this GoPro while you're hacking into my spine? I actually thought of that, Dirk. I was thinking about asking Dr. O'Sullivan if because I know they film the surgery going in because they use a camera in there. But I was like, just for me to even see, I want them to film the whole surgery from up above, which is kind of morbid, I guess, in a way. But I think it would be interesting to watch and see what they do. Some of you probably wouldn't want to see that, but for me, I think it would be something kind of cool to see. But anyways, TMI. He holds a sprue up during surgery and asks the doctor to cut off part 6. There you go. Especially on the day that I have to lay on my stomach, but I will be out for both surgeries, thank goodness. Is there such a thing as cheap TIE fighter these days? Dirk, I've actually seen, there was a TIE fighter that I saw the other day, one of the Bandai kits that was actually very reasonably priced. Dirk, a low sodium diet is a euphemism for tasteless. That is very, very true. Paul DiMattaso is in the house. How's it going, Paul? So thankful for you to be joining us today. And hope you're doing well, my friend. Joking aside, I'm the same way. I want to see it, but I'll bet you can find it on YouTube somewhere. I'm sure they will, but I want to see mine. So I'm gonna gotta go over to these here, and I'm not sure exactly which file uploaded. So let's go to downloads. Oh, I gotta unpack it. Maybe I don't. Okay, so unfortunately the first video that I recorded for you guys, which was probably the absolute best, did not record. It only recorded for 5 seconds apparently, and I just went on talking thinking it was recording. So I had to make another one that's only 3 minutes long. So before we go into the whole McKinney fire and the update on the fire that is burning around my house, I will kind of play this quick video for you. Hopefully, let's see if it opens. All right, guys, so this is our backyard. All right, hold on. I'm going to pull this over to this screen here and back it up a bit. And I'll switch over to here and see if I can play this for you guys. Let me know in the chat if you can't hear it. All right, guys, so this is our backyard, and so far you can see the smoke has lifted. Hi, Holly. There's the doggies. They are actually very, very happy to be outside. They have not had a lot of outside time because of the fire, and Holly she loves to be touched, don't you? You're a good girl. Yes, you are. But yeah, they really like their outdoor time, and they haven't had much of it. Hi, Sailor. He's over there just chilling. But yeah, I just wanted to give you guys kind of an update. The smoke has cleared out a lot, which is great because what it's allowing is fire crews to, the air crews to come out and give us that air support and put a lot of water on any of the hot spots, any of the spotting that's happening. And most of the fire is still well over 4 miles away now. So there's still some on the ground out here. There's a lot of fire on the ground still back in here, but it's not near as much as there was. So the fire is currently at 60,000 acres plus, but that doesn't mean all of it's burning. A lot of it is burned out, which is why there is a lot less smoke. And so the skies have been good, allowing that air support to come in and put out a lot of fire and put out a lot of fire retardant. And the hand crews are actually able to get in and do a lot of work now on direct attack, which is very important to the fire. So just wanted to give you guys kind of an update. So the smoke is pretty much cleared out. And it does kind of come in at night a little bit. We could still get a lot of smoke at night, depending on the winds and all that and the atmospheric conditions. But for the most part, yeah, we are still under evacuation warning, which means we're still prepared to go if anything does happen, because conditions right now are exactly the same as they were when the fire started. So they want us to be careful and just kind of keep a heads up and be prepared to evacuate if we still have to. But as you can see right now, looking very, very good. And they should have this fire contained, like 100% containment here in the next 2 or 3 days. But there's a lot of ground that they have to cover, and a lot of it is very difficult terrain, which is where the aircraft come in very handy. They couldn't fly the fire for the last week, a lot of the time, because the smoke was just too thick and they weren't able to actually put fire on the ground. So, I mean, put air support out to put the ground fires out. So it's really hard to get crews and aircraft in when there's very low visibility. So this is awesome. This is a good indication that things are probably going to be returning to normal here in Yreka very, very soon, as well as the rest of the surrounding areas. So just wanted to show you that. Okay, so that is kind of the update on that portion of it. Let me go ahead and close. Oh no, what did I do? I just closed everything. Shoot, hold on. So here, let me come back over to me. So yeah, I had all the tabs open that I needed to. 6 tabs, restore window. Okay, cool. So we'll head back over to the screen here. And it's like watching Kenny and Dirk saying, yeah, it's weird that the fire is so close to you, but you don't see any smoke. Exactly. So what basically the winds are not pushing the fire right now. Right now, the winds are calm, and the smoke is actually kind of staying localized because there's not near as much fire on the ground. So when you think about it, initially when the fire started on Friday, it was at 126 acres. It grew pretty quickly. The terrain extremely hard and difficult to get to. Really, the only way they could try attacking it is from the air. They initially, excuse me, they initially started attacking it from the air because that was the only way to get to it. And I'm going to switch over to the to this screen here. So 23, let me update this again, because this is where we watch the fire and the updates. So yeah, 23 minutes ago, we were at 60,379 acres and 40% containment. So initially when the fire started, it was at about 125. Why is this? Okay. Anyways, it was at 126 acres. That night, over the course of about 12 hours, it erupted into, excuse me, into 20,000 acres, which was basically put the fire about 7 miles away from us. So here's Yreka on the map. I'll zoom in so you can kind of see it. I'm going to show you a few different maps here, so you'll get a better idea. And this is the bulk of Yreka. We are a small city. There are 7,000 habitants, or whatever you want to call it, people, residents that live in the city of Yreka. And to put that in perspective, yesterday we had over 7,000 firefighters from all over the country working on this fire. So basically, the population of Yreka was working on the fire. So initially, when the fire started. It started all the way out. So here's Yreka. It started right in here, and then within 12 hours of the fire igniting, it erupted to 20,000 acres, which is about this zone here. And it was on this ridge, and hadn't made it to this ridge yet. So there's 3 big ridges before you get to Yreka. There's this one, that one, and then this one right here where I'm hovering over. And the fire was basically into here. So that Saturday morning, we were from our fire station, we could see the fire itself. And it was basically, a lot of smoke, big plume just going straight up, and the fire was all burning. So if you think about it, so 20,000 acres burning is going to put up a lot of smoke. Well, eventually all of this burns out and stops burning, and you just have little spots still burning. And so right now, as of right now, you've just got a few areas along the edges here that are still burning. And so that's why there isn't as much smoke as there was the last week. So visibility the last week, there were sometimes you'd walk out of your front door and you couldn't see 10 feet in front of you. That's how bad the smoke was here. And that was also part of the reason why they had put us into such a big evacuation zone, not only for the risk of fire, but for the smoke as well. So here is Zone Haven, which is what we actually monitor our evacuation warnings. So if you look at this map, there is the Oregon border. So of course, because this is for us specifically, the Oregon border here is where it stops, and they have their own evacuation indicators up there. So anything in the red as of right this moment, and I'll switch over to satellite here. As of this moment, any of the area in red is still under evacuation warning, and all of the yellow, which is around here, including my house, are still under an evacuation warning. And I'll click on that, and just evacuation warning, potential threat to life and property. Those who require additional time to evacuate and those with pets and livestock should leave now. And the reason they put is wildfire is burning in this area. This zone is under an evacuation warning. Please follow directions from law enforcement. So that's, and then it just gives you the boundaries and all that. So basically, this is a really cool resource that we have. And a lot of this area up in here was red until just recently. This was actually, this area just went into yellow evacuation warning. And Fort Jones, which is the kind of the next local town right here, they are actually out of the evacuation warning except for right in here. And then up north, basically everything up here is still in evacuation warning. They've managed to kind of clear out a lot of this and get the hot spots down, so it's just in a warning zone. My house, for perspective, is in this zone right here. So I am in Yreka 36. Oh, they changed my zone, didn't they? Let me see here. We used to be a different number. It was like 3662 or something like that. Or 3632. So they've modified some of these zones. But anyways, my house is in this area. Let me see if I can pull it up better for you guys. So there's Texaco. There's the fire department. And so this is our fire department. This is where I work. And then my house is right here. So we are in this zone. And to give you perspective, so I'm in 3627. So they've modified these zones since the other day. Basically from right above my house, all the way over and all the way across here was red initially when the fire started. So we're still packed up and ready to go just in case. and because that's what yellow means. It says be on alert, be ready, because they still don't have this portion of the fire contained. They do have dozer lines. So you could probably see it in my video, which would have been showing this this hillside right now, this hillside right here. So all these black lines are where they've put in dozer line. And they have dozer line basically all around on all of these ridges, which is what basically some of them are 6 dozer track lengths wide, which is fairly wide. It's about 20 feet. So with a fire of this size, if you look here, I mean, you can see the topography of what they're dealing with. There's no roads out here. There's just a lot of this is wilderness that hasn't burned in 50 years, 50 or 60 years. So a lot of dead litter on the ground, stuff that will burn very quickly and very fast. And they just don't have access to it, which is part of the reason why this fire grew and got out of control so fast. So it is the largest fire in California this year. So very, very close. Let me pull up this map here, which is this is Cal Fire's website. And I'll kind of show you on this map too. So they have this updated. There's still 40% containment. And the thing with this map is I was hoping that it would show, there was another place that you could actually see it where it showed it a little bit better on where they were at with all of the progress on the fire. But I can't seem to find that map. So this is all the red is area that is burned. And so here's, let me zoom in. So here's Yreka, and right now it is 4 miles away from, this is actually a little bit closer than 4 miles from Yreka. Now it's come up to this dozer line, and that's what they're trying to do. This is the reason all of this area is they're basically going to let it burn up to the dozer line. And so what they do is they keep fire crews on this dozer line with water ready and hand crews ready to attack it, because right now it's just creeping. It's not burning crazily out of control like it has been. So they're just letting it kind of creep up to that line, and then they're basically going to mitigate it from there. And so here you can see the fire's actually crossed over some dozer lines. And some of that is just where they're keeping hand crews in these areas best to try to mitigate that fire and keep it from spreading any further. So that's kind of an overview, I guess you can say, of what this fire, the damage this fire has done. This is a massive, massive area. And then we've got another fire out here that is burning as well. But let me pull that one up actually here on watch duty. Or no, I'll come over to this InsaWeb. And this fire is quite a ways away from us. But it is another one that there's Yeti and Alex fires, 50% containment, and it was only 1,200 acres. Now it's at 7,800. But that one's quite a ways away from us, so not a huge concern for us here in Yreka. I think I've shown you basically everything. The computers being very slow. And then that's the other thing. Yeah, Dirk's saying with mudslides and stuff, when you look at the Zone Haven map, there's an area over here that is in evacuation warning. This is Mount Shasta right here. And Mount Shasta flows down, and these creeks around here are flooding. There isn't a lot of snow on Mount Shasta at the moment, so a lot of that water is basically just flooding out these areas. And then you've also got flooding in the Humbug Creek area, which is kind of, where is it? Anyways, there's flooding from all the water not only being dumped on the fire, but all the mountainsides and hillsides in here are losing all of their snowpack. So a lot of water is being flown down into the little rivers and creeks and causing flooding as well. So hopefully that gives you guys that are interested a little better perspective of kind of where we're at. We monitor, the citizens here, as well as us firefighters, we monitor these sites basically hourly. And when the fire was really ripping through and getting close, I was checking these websites about every half an hour, because it just, you need to be aware of what's happening. And the Forest Service, as well as CAL FIRE and the National Weather Service, are really good at keeping us posted on these things. And one of the great benefits of this resource is there's something called Code Red. And so let's say the sheriff's office and CAL FIRE, they come in and they say, okay, the fire's coming through, we need to evacuate, now turn these red. They'll click on it, and literally the second they click on that and turn it red to where it's an evacuation mandate, we get a text page on our phones telling us that you need to go now. So that's kind of the neat thing about that. And as you can see kind of through the terrain here, there's a lot of densely, this is the main city right here. And then everything else, like you've got homes just kind of sporadic out and about here. And then this is Montague, which is another nearby town, and that's a lot smaller than us. But yeah, there's a lot of open land here and a lot of forest land, which is why, another reason that, like I said before, why this fire just absolutely burst out of control so quickly, just because of the terrain in here is very difficult to get to. So yeah, and basically, like I was showing on this other map here, I don't know, CAL FIRE, sometimes they'll have this a different map showing what's still burning and what isn't. And a lot of this area in here, so here's Yreka, this area up in here is still burning, and this section right here. But back over in here, and these indicate some hot spots, I believe. But back over into here in this area, all of this fire is just spotty. It's just they're going in and they're doing, the crews with the aircraft and the helicopters are just hitting any hot spots that might still be burning. But a lot of this is black. It's in the black, which is good. It means it's burned out. There's very little fire and just maybe a few smoldering spots that are left. So not much fire still on the ground at this time, and they're doing a really good job with the air crews. There's a couple of bases here in Yreka where they're actually filling up the helicopters, which is cool for me because for those of you that know me, I love helicopters and I'm fascinated by them. And so it's always cool to see them flying up above you and dealing with the fire. Now, the one thing that I've been struggling with for the most part, as a firefighter, is because of my back surgery coming up next week. I haven't been able to be out there helping our department and our crews. And really, really grateful for those 7,000 men and women that have come from all over the country to help support and put this fire out. It's not only firefighters, people, that are coming here. We have police officers and sheriff's deputies from all over the United States that have come here to help kind of keep us safe. And also the big problem you have are looters and things like that when your home's evacuated, and businesses. And so the sheriff's office and the police departments are here to help kind of control that and deal with those people. The cause of the fire is still under investigation. I do believe they probably know At this point, they're just they're waiting for their investigation to come to a conclusion, which is another reason why it's difficult for them to let people into certain zones, because they don't want to damage that. It's basically a crime scene right now. And I say that don't mean like that's it was necessarily arson. It could be it could be something as simple as somebody was driving and got a flat tire, and a spark from that flat tire or a spark from a trailer hitch or something could have ignited the fire. Could have been the power company. You never know. Power company is kind of hitting us hard now with having to pay for all the fines that they are being charged with for setting the fire last year, and there was another fire the year before that was caused by the power company. So it's just that's one of the reasons why a lot of zones are not allowed back in just yet, that might be in the black, just because they're still working on that investigation. I know you would have looted the 1200 Arizona right now. So I actually, when we were getting, because basically we packed our suitcases. We're still living out of our suitcases because you still want to stay packed and ready. And we ended up pulling everything out of the back of the truck and my wife's car, and staging it in the garage. But basically the things you grab are pictures, family pictures, photos, things like that. I grabbed my hard drive, my external hard drive, and we grabbed the laptop. My computer obviously can be replaced. You grab clothes that you might need. You pack those up. You grab your dogs, your animals, important documents like birth certificates, marriage license, things like that. And you just have all that ready to go. Well, since now we've had some time to kind of throw in a few more things, I told my wife, I was like, I'm going to grab all my models. And she was like, oh, no, you're not. So, so she's like, those can be replaced. Yeah, we still have time. So at this point, you don't want to get complacent. Definitely don't be complacent, but I think they're really getting a good handle on the actual fire. So it's good news, especially since the aircraft are able to now hit that up. I'm going to come back in here. Steve is in the house. Afternoon, everyone. Good to see you back, Kalan. Thanks. And it's only for this week, Steve, because next week I go into surgery and I don't know when I'll be back. Bob Bruce, how's it going, buddy? Yeah, it's been kind of scary. The scariest time is when you can't see the fire. You can't see, when the smoke was so thick that you couldn't see anything, especially because we can't get fire crews up there to do anything about it. That's the hard part. And then I think probably the scariest time for us was not this last Saturday, but the Saturday before last, that whole weekend up until about Monday. And then once the fire got in closer to about 4 miles, but we had gotten some rain and some of the smoke had lifted, so they were able to put in those dozer lines, which is, it helps. It's not foolproof, because fire can jump a eight lane freeway in a matter of seconds, but it was a bit more comforting, I would say. Jay's in the house. Hi, Jay. Hi, Kalan. Hope you're okay. Hope everyone is okay and well. Thank you so much. Yes, I do appreciate that. We are doing okay. We're still in evacuation warning, but things are looking a lot better, as I explained. And let's scroll down here, see who else has joined us. Wayne Saunders is in the house. Hi, Kalan from the UK. Hope you're doing well, mate. Good to see you, and thanks for popping in. And let's see. Tell her you just have to spend more money to buy them again. Exactly. Well, insurance, because that's one thing you do. Insurance would replace them most likely, the models, if anything happened. basically one thing that you do is we take photographs of everything that we have that's important, like our kayaks and boats and cars, and my chainsaws are very expensive, worth a lot of money. Um, and a lot of tools and things like that. So basically what we do is we go in and take a video inventory of everything, get serial numbers and all that. And then our insurance company is amazing. They do 100% replacement of anything that was lost, including our house, which would be, it's funny because we were looking at it, and our house, we'd actually get more to replace our house than we paid for it. So, but the values have gone up. House values have gone up. This is definitely a seller's market at the moment for certain areas. I'm assuming that's probably throughout the entire country, which kind of makes me feel for Omar having to go, because he and his family are relocating from Florida, and they're heading up north on the East Coast. And I'm sure that trying to find a decent house and a decent price is going to be hard for him. Chainsaws. See, my biggest thing about chainsaws is that, like, I wanted to bring them with me, but again, my wife was like, you can replace them, but I have one of my chainsaws is worth $1,400 and to replace it. And it's like, I always think, well, because whenever we go traveling or do any, go out and about in the wilderness around here, we always take a chainsaw with us too, because sometimes logs have fallen over roads and things like that. Yeah, plural. I do. I have several. You need them. They're especially as a homeowner, I think. But we don't even have a fireplace, and I own two chainsaws. I have one that I use for limbing, and then one is my big one, which is for falling trees, and that sadly doesn't get a lot of use. So maybe someday when we have a fireplace, I'll actually get more use out of it. Yeah, barely need it. So again, for those of you down, yes, Dirk, redwoods, we have them. So if you guys watched the backyard video, there is a large tree in our backyard that it's a cedar tree, and we always thought it was a redwood, but I don't think it is actually. I think it's just a cedar tree, and it's a beautiful tree. It's over 80 feet long or 80 feet tall. And those are some of the trees that you see a lot of them around here. But usually whenever my father-in-law and brother-in-law go logging and get firewood for themselves, they're usually taking trees that are already fallen and things like that because they're drier. But yeah, we've got lots of redwoods around here still, and big trees. I only have a 32-inch bar on it, so but I love it. It's a heavy chainsaw. I can't use it right now, obviously, because of my back, but it is loud and it is proud. So yeah. Anyways, enough about chainsaws. So for those of you just joining us, next week is my surgery. So I have surgery on Monday and Tuesday. Don't know when I'm going to be coming back to the Workbench. Let's head over to the Workbench real quick and see if I can do that without not a lot has changed, to be honest, on the Workbench. See if I can do this without screwing anything up and pulling a Kenny. Let's see. I want to go to this one. So this is the current state of affairs of the Workbench. Chris and everybody else might recognize that's basically hasn't changed since the last time I was here. I haven't done anything to it, but the victory is still here, and I'm going to switch to this one real quick. So the victory is still on the Workbench. Nothing has happened. It might be a little dusty now. And really no changes to it. That's the little boat I was working on. So this week, kind of what I was thinking of doing was spending a bit of time off camera, doing all the sanding work that I need to do on, this will make Paul happy, on the GTO. So let me pull out the GTO real quick. So Paul sent me this other body, and I've got a few areas that just needed some work bondoed up, and I just need to clean them up and sand them down and get this ready for paint. I am still on the fence as to whether or not I might try to scribe these lines a little bit for the doors. I just don't want to go super crazy with it like I did on this body, just because I feel like they are just way too deep. I am going to clean this up still and finish painting it just to have another body. But as you can see here, there's a lot of gouges from when I was trying to scribe out these lines, and they're not going away. I really don't understand why they didn't fill. And I even used filler, but you can still see it. So that's one of the big things that bugged me. But the nice thing that about this one, that the body that Paul had sent me, is everything pretty much matches up. It's actually just like maybe a millimeter or so longer than this one. So it actually fits, the wheel wells match up a lot better than the one that came with the kit. So as you can see here, let me throw this in here. So this was one of my biggest issues with the kit. So as you can see, this is the body that Paul sent me, and the wheels are centered. So now let's take the body that came with the kit and put this on here. And I think this might be the first time Paul's actually seen what I was talking about this gap, if he's still watching. So I need to, that's kind of harder to get in there, but the wheels on this and the front bumper aren't lined up as well. They're further back. So as you can see here, and then this one seems like it's more forward than this one over here. It just didn't fit right. And so the wheel would be too far back here, and then on this one it's too far forward. So hopefully you guys could see that okay. That was my biggest issue, besides the major gouges I put in this when I was scribing it out. Now I don't know if I can get this off of here. So yeah, so I just bent that. Dang it. I got to be super careful with this now. All right. Anyways, before I destroy it, I would like to get some work done on it. So a lot of the sanding will be off camera. I have a ton of sanding I have to do on another project that I'm working on. And once I get all that sanding done off camera, then I'll be able to finish that one and get it all put together. Also, the 37 Chevrolet could use some work as well. So I'm going to switch back to that one. And they're talking about they're talking about the tumbleweed. So I don't know if you watched World of Wayne, but Wayne was talking about eagle moss and any information he's got on eagle moss, and he had like the tumbleweed blowing across the screen, and that's exactly it. We don't know what's happening with eagle moss. I'm just keeping optimistic, and I'm not going to do anything with it until I hear the final say. And Lewis is in the house. How's it going? Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas to you, Lewis. Hope you're doing well, buddy. And yeah, I started talking about a lovely ship and Lewis pops in. That's exactly right. So yeah, the Victory will get some work done on it, hopefully this week. Before, I would at least like to get it primed, somewhat put together and primed. So once I am recovered from my surgery, I'll have time to kind of get it finished up. I don't know. It's supposed to be part of a group build for HLI that Lewis and I are doing for HobbyLink International. For the tall ships group build, which it ends at the end of the year. And to be absolutely honest, I don't think Lewis or I will be finished with it by the end of the year. We shall see. The Bismarck, again, that's an Agora model, so it's still getting parts for that. Problem I have right now is, and somebody had asked me a question about it the other day on YouTube, about what color I used for the deck. Well, I don't have an answer for that. I did it during a live stream. I was mixing a ton of colors. Thankfully, I still have those colors in little jars over here. I'm going to have to try to duplicate these as best I can. I didn't write anything down. I should have written it down and I didn't. So from here going forward, I'm going to try to do the best thing I can, or the best that I can at trying to duplicate the color of the deck that I had done on the original front section of the deck of the Bismarck, to duplicate that for the rest of it. One thing that I think I had talked about this in another live stream too, and it kind of bugs me, is so here's we've got portions of the deck put together, or of the I can't think. Lewis, help me out. I should know this, but my brain just drew a total blank. Of this is like the main upper assembly of the bridge and all that, and all the, why am I drawing a blank? This is stupid. I'm a boat captain, for crying out loud. Superstructure. Thank you, Chris. Oh my gosh. I think all that smoke from the fire is getting to my brain. Yeah, the superstructure. So I've got all the sub-assemblies, not all of them. So parts of the sub-assemblies put together. I'm going to use a teak for this area in here, but then I have to match this deck to the other decks that I did that look absolutely amazing. But when I went to put these together, so these two, I did them separately. I didn't do it when it was all together. And here's the issue I'm running into. You can very clearly see there's a nice dark stain there, but it doesn't follow through. So these are all clear coated and finalized. So I think what I'll do is I will just try to touch up what I can and kind of blend what I can together to make it look a little bit more gooder, so that everything blends together and those stains kind of match up. And I think for the remainder of the deck, what I'm going to do is I will put everything together, piece the parts together, and then do the whole deck all at once. That way I don't run into that issue, because that is, it might not bug you guys or half the world that's ever going to see this, the 5 other people that might ever see this model, but that is going to drive me crazy. And so I'm going to have to do something about it. But yeah, that's, I don't know why I wasn't thinking about it when I did it. But it is what it is. So trying to match this too is just going to be very, very hard. And just to give you guys kind of a reference point here as well. So This is the next section of the deck. This is how it comes from Agora Models and Hachette. And you know, that's basically what you were left with. And a lot of people, you know, they just put it together and didn't want to do any changes to it. I couldn't live with this color, so I decided to upgrade mine and make it kind of look more like wood, because to me this just didn't look like wood at all. So anyways, that's kind of that. Let's see, let me put this away. The other thing I can do this week too is, for those of you that have followed the Sherman tank build that I'm doing, it's over at the paint booth right now. The Sherman tank needs a lot of sanding. I've got, and then thanks to Chris K, I am starting to, I can't remember what these things are called that he told me about either. They're basically the filler that go underneath the wheels, or the track, from the body. I'm filling that area in because when Chris pointed it out, it is hideous because there's a giant gap and I wanted to fill that. So I'm doing that. And then I have a ton of sanding I have to do on the figures and on the model itself. And then I should be starting to get some videos out on the Sherman tank. I have a ton of stuff I have to do with that still too. And then Mr. Spock, Dirk, I think I will be ordering that resin head for Mr. Spock. And then in the meantime, what I can do is just very carefully go in and fill all these seams and kind of clean them up, sand everything down, and get Mr. Spock ready to mount to the base so that I can get the Mr. Spock kit from, what was it? The AMT kit or Matchbox, it says. I don't know. Get that kit all finished up as well. Sponson plates. Thank you, Chris. Man, I feel like an idiot today. Thank you, Chris. Yes, Bob. And Bob is actually, let me grab that for you, Bob. Bob is actually the person that, he was my Secret Santa last year, and he sent me this amazing kit. So I absolutely love it. It, you know, it has its little fit issues here and there, but it's my first figure that I'm doing, and kind of, it has the little diorama base. So Bob, yeah, here is where I'm at with Mr. Spock. So the base, this is pretty much entirely put together. There were some huge gaps here where the tree roots were, and I filled those with milliput, and I've kind of mimicked the rest of the base. So those are all gone, and I maybe have a little bit of sanding to do, and then I can prime and paint this. And then Mr. Spock here, he goes on it somehow. How does he go? Something, I think he goes this way. So he'll be on it just like that. And this is so cool. Really, really cool. So Bob Bruce, thank you again for this kit. Like I said, it's the AMT Mr. Spock. And this kit, so this was a funny thing. I was born in 1981, and this kit, I think it originally came out in 1980 or 1981. It was, I had looked somewhere, either on ScaleMates or on the actual, on this box itself. I thought it said it came out in 1981, which is really, really cool. So this kit is as old as I am, and it's been a lot of fun to put together. The only thing is the head, Mr. Spock's head, that doesn't look like Mr. Spock. So they did make and then also trying to look at that, trying to clean up his head would be really hard. So I think I'm going to just order the the true resin Mr. Spock head that doesn't have all these seams in it. And then I will be putting that one on, and then Mr. Spock will be all ready to go and be able to prime him and paint him. And then Tom, THOM, over at Hobby International, was very, very kind and sent me this, which, so here's the base, and this, he 3D printed this. This goes together. I don't know how I had it together so well just a second ago. It goes together, and this is a phaser from the Wrath of Khan. And check that out. That it's really, really cool. It's got all these parts for it, and this actually does say from the Wrath of Khan, the little base for it. And then here's all the buttons. These are all the buttons that go on it. And I was trying to debate, Steve from the Maker's Cave would actually probably be able to help me out on maybe figuring out how to hollow all this out and then lighting it up. I would love to light up the buttons. They're printed in a almost clear, so it would be possible. It would totally be possible to light up certain parts of this. And so, yeah, at some point I'll be putting this together, and super, super awesome. So Tom over at Hobby Link International is responsible for this. He also made, Tom made a communicator as well, and he's working on getting that lit up and doing a lot of really cool stuff with that. So the print was too big for your printer. Yeah. Oh, let's go back. I'm missing so much chat. I'm sorry, guys. Yeah, the hold on. I'm going way back in chat. Someone will buy up their Eagle Moss and resell the parts to people for a huge profit. Probably. I think we'll be able to pick up where we left off on the actual part work kits, but we'll see. I'm not gonna worry about it too much because it is what it is. Lewis is still on the road, got another 4 hours on the road, not working though. Yeah, hopefully your that 4 hours goes by quickly for you. Thanks for joining us too. I know once you start driving, you can't really chat too much, so I always love having you in here, Lewis. Dirk was saying tall ships need more time than a year. Hell, almost any ship build takes more time than a year. Yeah, I agree with you on that. Chris was saying if your airbrush has a hose barb adapter, you can pull the oxygen tube out of your nose and paint in the hospital. There you go. Totally do that. It probably puts out enough oxygen to actually, I think because I've been running at about 20-25 psi. I am in search of a 124 scale V8 engine with tranny for a 124th Pantera di Tommaso kit or STL files so I can print one. Anybody have one? I'm almost wondering if, are you familiar with Devil Dog? He probably would be able to do that. I'll ask around too and see what I can find, Paul. Because that, trying to think, it would be better to do a 3D printed version of that engine anyway, because I think the one that came with the kit, I don't know. Somebody out there has got to do it. Man, it's getting hot in here. I have the door closed, so no AC is making it in. That is going to be huge when it's done. Definitely, most definitely. Are you going to blow this up when you're done? I think you should for real. No, I will not be blowing anything up. The the fate of most of my models. I don't know how much I'm going to be able to display. The Bismarck will be on display temporarily until I sell it, because I will be building the Trumpeter 1200 Bismarck as well. And I will probably selling this one once I finish it. But until I decide to do that, it will be on display above our hutch in the living room. Pantera was powered by Ford V8. Shouldn't be hard to find one. You know what? That's good to know. I'm not sure about that. It would make sense though, but what V8 was it? And I mean, what did it technically have? More than just one engine that they had used in? Pantera was powered, or let's see, Mark. I've got one on the bench, 124 Revell Dodge State Porsche 959 Tamiya 148, the 148 Challenger 2, and the Resin 143rd Renault 5 Turbo car. So the Challenger 2, it's actually right there. Tamiya 135th scale Challenger 2 that I am actually really excited to build at some point. It has the rubber tracks, and I want to try to find the steel tracks for it. Just because that one, I'm not selling that, staying on display. I love the look of two tanks. They are gorgeous. There's a Stug. So I have the Stug 3, so they're up here. And then big fan. I'm going to lose a lot of fans here, but I'm not a big fan of the Tiger 1. Just never really liked the look of it. But that's the Dragon Tiger 1 3-in-1 kit, and it's one of their newer kits, I believe. Well, newer within the last like 5 or 10 years. But it's a really cool kit, and I look forward to building that one. But I will probably sell it once it's built, if somebody's interested in buying the completed build. Also have to build and paint the Bandai Death Star Darth Vader for my son. So that's really cool. I am actually going to build the only Star Wars kits that I'll ever build, and for the group build that Chris started last year, the Kenny Can't Keep Up. So it's basically what it is we kind of threw out the challenge that Christmas Day, after Christmas Day until the beginning of the year, January 1st. So I think we have basically just until New Year's to finish a build. And I think one that I've been wanting to do is the Beskar armor. I don't know what he is. Some kind of sorry, I am not a Star Wars fan, never have been, but there's I had it. I was going to purchase next time I'm at Hobby Lobby, but it's the Mandalorian or whatever Bandai armor. Really cool kit. And it's a real quick build because it's a Bandai kit. And I'm going to just paint it kind of the way that I want it, and then do do a small dio for it. And I think that is the few days that we have for that group build that we're going to be doing. So if you're interested in joining that one, that is over on Hobby Link International. It's kind of just a fun build that we decided to start doing, the end of the year speed build. We jokingly call it the Kenny Can't Keep Up. But he said he might try to this year. And I think the trick to that build is going simple, which I didn't do last year. Last year I tried to do 2 kits and I screwed myself over. They're still sitting up here unfinished. They will get done at some point. But yeah, I think building that Bandai kit will be the way to go this year. The phaser looks cool. Yeah, the phase, like Tom did a great job on designing that, and I really like it. When he showed it to me, I was like, dude, can I get one? And just for like $10 or what, he printed it out for me and sent it to me. It was totally awesome. Um, just it'll be cool to kind of have on the desk or what, and or just have it. And I'd like to try to light it up. See, I inquired with Devil Dog Games. He didn't have anything. The kit I have doesn't come with an engine. Oh my gosh. Okay, so you're doing, it's like the tabletop series version of it. So yeah, if you could source an engine, like I was saying, there's probably 8, like the 351 Clevelands, then went to Windsor's, but they always had the Z. I don't know. Pantera's had 302, 351, and 351 Clevelands. Awesome. And the official name, Kenny Can't Hang, that is the official name this year. Dirk is going to get into this year's build. That would be awesome if you do, Dirk. Yeah, I really, I can't remember. I feel like I get today. I apologize. My brain is so scattered too, just because I've got all this stuff to think about for surgery. And then I do have, thankfully, I had no appointments last week. That's the other thing. Surgery, of course, you have to do a COVID test. And so that's kind of bugging me because I don't want my surgery canceled again because I test positive for COVID. So never tested positive for COVID, never had it, never. As far as I know, I don't know, but with the school and with the fire department, we constantly are testing and never had it. And so basically, my wife's work has had several people that work very closely with her test positive for COVID, which freaked me out, of course, because like, I am literally going to cry if surgery gets postponed for anything as stupid as that. And it's been over 2 years now. And I was supposed to have my surgery in April, and that got postponed. And so, yeah, it would just be extremely heartbroken if for some reason, especially with a week to go. And so this week I have to go in to get my my type and cross done for my blood, and then they're also going to do a COVID test. And so when my wife found out that people had been tested positive at her work that she works very, very close with, I basically are going to go get a test right now and take that test. Well, it came back negative, but I would like her to do it again and again and again, just because it's scaring the hell out of me. So I've been social distancing from my wife, which is, I don't know, it sucks in a way, but at the same time, it's like I can't risk it. And so like I haven't been going anywhere. I haven't been doing anything. I'm scared to go to the hospital to get my type and cross. So at work at the fire hall, we have the N95 masks. So I've been wearing that anytime I'm near my wife or have to be in the same vehicle with her, or just she's been sleeping couch, bless her heart. Thank you for that. Part of the reason we actually, before the fire started, we were sleeping in the living room. She would sleep on the couch and I would sleep in my chair because it was too hot. Back of the house has no air Our bedroom has no air conditioning. So she was sleeping on the couch, and just has continued to do so because of the COVID thing. And I've been back in the bedroom because it's been a little bit cooler here. But yeah, it's just, it sucks that I have to deal with this and worry about it, is my 2 cents on it. And so yeah, that's kind of a little bit of a reprieve, but in a way it sucks too, because we can't hug and kiss, and I can't spend any time directly in contact with her, and I'm probably overthinking it and being crazy. But I've already had my surgery postponed once, and it got postponed for 4 months, and I just can't do that again. So I'm back for a little bit until Nat moans at you. So Lewis, I should give you a call once I get off of here, and then she can't call you and bug you. So I'm trying to find the Mandalorian, whatever it is that I'm, and how do you even spell it? Mandalorian Bandai model kit. So I want to show you one build this. Because there is this really, really awesome one that it's the silver coating. So this guy, I'm going to switch over to share screen. This guy, I want to build this one for the speed Kenny Can't Hang group build, the speed build at the end of the year. But that would look super wicked. And I think it's like 12 inches tall. I can't read Japanese. So I've seen it available at Hobby Lobby. It's also available here on Amazon. Just in the arm, and saying that I don't a lot of knowledge about Star Wars. That looks cool, and I would actually enjoy building that. So and displaying that. So that is my plan. And I think what I can do with it, it's not silver plated. I am Bob. So that was my thought process on when I build it. Let me here. So I'm going to use the all clad chrome and repaint it all chrome and see how it turns out. Just the armor though, which I think should be totally plausible. And then I'll just use the Tamiya paints and all that on the rest of it, and then weather it a little bit. Yeah, you did do one on Hobby Link International, and it looked super badass. Really, really cool. And it's so 12 scale. For some reason it's something like almost 12 inches tall, wasn't it? But that doesn't seem to make sense. So would 1/12 be 6 inches tall? I don't know. Bob would know because he did build one, and it turned out super awesome. Steve from Tom over at Hobby Link International, Tom, Thom. He actually designed it and printed it out. And he probably still has the files and all that. So if you're interested in getting it, just send him a message on either on Hobby Link International community. You can send him a message. I think he's on Discord sometimes. 6 inches, so it is only 6 inches tall, but still, it's cool. So it's about that. Yeah, about that tall. It still looks really cool, and I think with the all-clad chrome, it'll look really sweet. Bandai made 2 versions of the Mondo kit. One was shiny plated armor. Yeah, it's like The armor is really silver plated. It's just really bad. I apologize. I does look like super bad bandwidth. I'm closing everything over and see if that helps. So I just closed all the other windows. So hopefully that does help. So yeah, Steve, Tom over National. In fact, also I'll get you in touch with him, Steve. And Lewis is saying, no, she's here with me and went to a tank museum. What? A tank museum? I need proof. I need evidence of this visit to the tank museum. So I bet the kids loved that. That's super awesome. You know what? I wonder if we have to have a museum like that somewhere here in the US. That would be fun to go check out. And by the way, hello, Nat and Connor and Paige, if you guys are there. If you want an fire, you have to watch the beginning of the video, very in-depth, detailed, somewhat detailed overview of the fire and where we're at with. So hopefully that kind of gives you more information on the fire, and we are still in evacuation warning, but yeah. They don't know max headroom, Chris. I know a lot of people don't actually know the max headroom. And so I guess I'm going in and out. And Chris is saying it looks like max headroom. He keeps going into witness protection. Face keeps blurring out. Yeah, according to this, my connection is unstable. I don't know why, because it's not on Wi-Fi. It's directly connected to the modem. And I really don't know. It doesn't like it once I go over like an hour and a half. And I haven't seen max headroom in decades. Nobody has. They still don't know. I think they were saying they still don't know how that even happened and who did it. They liked going in the tanks. I got stuck in one, wasn't elegant. You got stuck in a tank. Hopefully there's video of you trying to get out of it. Blame it on the fire. Yeah, definitely. It's always the fire's fault. I would like to know why this happens. For some reason, it doesn't ever seem to do it to you guys, but you probably have better internet than I do. But it always seems to do it to me, and it's probably on my end. No video? Oh, Nat failed. Nat failed. So yeah, that's basically it from me here at the Workbench. I probably, if it is breaking up, I should probably let you guys go so you're not struggling to try to watch a terrible video of me trying to talk about absolutely nothing. So yeah, if you are interested, if you're just catching the end of this video, if you go to the very beginning of the live stream, I kind of talk a bit more about my surgery next week and what the plan is for the channel. So there probably won't be any new content coming to the channel for the next, I would say, month. I might try to get a few things done this week and surprise you guys with a video of something. Definitely would like to try to get something out on the Ladder 9. And the Bismarck's going to be a bit too, because I have to do a lot of painting on the Bismarck. I do have some video of me putting stuff together, which I could possibly work on. Just depends. I can't spend a whole lot of time in here because we've got a lot of other things going on at the moment. So, and then if you'd also like more information on the fire, at the beginning of this video, excuse me, I go into pretty in depth about the fire and with maps and all that, so you can kind of see what that's all about. Now it's saying my internet is just fine. So Sorry, Dirk, we have to suffer through this live stream for free. I know. That is the other thing I want to talk about too. Is so, of course, because of the wildfire last month's end of the month group Hobby Link International group build live stream did not happen. This month it would be on Saturday the 27th, and that's basically just shy of 3 weeks after my surgery. I'm gonna play it by ear. If somebody else wants to pick up that live stream and do it for the end of August, that would be super appreciated, and I might be able to join in if it's only in chat, or maybe just kind of briefly at the workbench, or from the wherever I might be at. I don't know if I'm going to have to be laying down a lot. I'm assuming so, but I know I'm going to have to be resting a lot after the surgery. So if Jalen or even Kenny or somebody wants to maybe pick up that live stream following the monthly giveaway over at Hobby Link International, and just do maybe a few hours of the group build where people can join in and kind of work on their group build projects or whatever they're working on at that time. It doesn't have to be a group build project, but if somebody wants to do that for me, that would be great. If not, totally understandable, and we'll just pick back up in September, which, hold the phone, because the end of the month in September is my anniversary, and I need to see if I'll even be here. I won't be. So September 24th, so our anniversary is on Friday the 23rd, and that live stream would be on the 24th of September, and I will be gone. I'm taking Melissa on a kind of a surprise trip. She doesn't know where yet. So that will be a short weekend trip. We'll be leaving Friday, the 23rd, after she gets off of work, and coming back on Sunday evening. So that would be 2 months then that we wouldn't have that group build live stream if nobody else is able to do it. But yeah, there's that. Other than that, hopefully by September, sometime in September, I should be able to start putting out more content and videos, as well as doing the live streams again. So we'll kind of play that by ear and see how things go. Lewis, I bought the RFM all-terrain vehicles with full interior today. Nice. I need to get in touch with James over at shameless plug for the Sprue Box. James over at the Sprue Box. I need to get in touch with him and see if he's gotten the Gecko ambulance in yet, because I have ordered that, and I would love to see that and break into that kit at some point next year for sure. Full interior, you'll only make that mistake once. Yeah. I'm afraid to be a full interior on a tank. Unfortunately not, Chris. I'm the idiot who buys 1/350 ships and puts every bit of PE on it. Chris said, I bought, oh my gosh, we get it. I bought the Tacom full interior King Tiger, and I'm still working on it. See why my phone is blowing up. Oh, it's Facebook. Northern Model Builders is live right now, so understandable if you guys need to head over there. Dano's is live too. And yeah, a lot of people going live right now, so it'd probably be a good time for me to get off of here. Surprise trip, where are you taking her? Can't tell you. There's only one other person that knows, and he's keeping his lips sealed. So but yeah, it would be, and mostly I'm very grateful of, I'm just going to say Phil, for the opportunity to make this happen. So thank you, Phil, so much for your generosity, and she will enjoy it immensely. She's already mad. She's been trying to get it out of me. I can't tell her. And it'll just be fun. It'll just, we're gonna already have her family is going to take care of our dogs while we're gone, and it'll just be a good time to kind of get away, something we haven't had a chance to do. So it'll be nice for us to get away. 70 plus parts in the engine alone. On the tank, I have that one as well, Chris. Trip to the... Dang it, Bob, you blew my cover. No, we unfortunately won't be going to any model shops. So it's kind of funny because for our honeymoon, we went to this really cool place in Oregon, and this isn't quite like that. And we won't be surrounded by water, but it'll definitely be a lot of fun to just get away, to get his body cast off. Yeah, I don't know what I'm keep the stream going, Wayne says. All right, now that we're good and it's not choppy, so I can do that. So yeah, I wanted to, it's unfortunate that the timing of it all, I won't be able to go kayaking like we usually would be able to do, just because I'll be recovering from my surgery. But it'll still be a good time to get away. And then I am currently working on our 2025 trip to Europe. It sounds like we're most likely going to start in Norway, which was the original plan. Unfortunately, the rest of my family, my aunt that was going to come with us, she's not too keen on going in October, early November. And I told her, well, because she's like, why do you want to go then? And so I said, well, it's completely selfish, because I want to go to Telford. And I did. I really, really, really want to go to Telford while we're there. But she kind of, while it would be fun and we could do that towards the end of our trip, she would rather go in like May, or even early fall, like September. So I don't know. We're still kind of working out those kinks. If we are not able to make it to Telford during our trip, when we go to Norway and Sweden and the UK on the family trip, I was thinking, well, I could always just fly. I don't know if Melissa would join me or not, but I could always just fly to the UK and hang out with Lewis and Nat and the kids, and visit other people around there as well, and just kind of go to Telford by itself. Maybe just do like a 4 or 5 day trip just to go to Telford, which sounds absolutely crazy. And yes, it would be expensive, but if that means me still being able to go to Telford, I totally think that would be worth it. Might have to crash with Lewis and Nat though. We'll see. But yeah, in 2025, kind of our big plan was, we've never been overseas, and hopefully things are good in the universe. And the plan is to go to Norway because that's where my family is from, and my aunt would go. She's been there a few times, and go visit kind of the land that my grandfather came from. And he did spend some time there when he was younger, growing up. He was born in Washington State, but then his family moved back to Norway for, I think it was like 6 or 7 years, and then came back to Washington State after that. And so a lot of family still there. don't know how much of the family we would actually see. I don't communicate with any of them, but my aunt is in touch with a few of them. Then my wife is from Sweden, and her family's from Sweden. She's not from Sweden. She was born here, but her grandma was from Sweden, and so she wants to go to Sweden, and I think it would be a beautiful place to check out while we're there, since it's right next to Norway. And then we would head down to we want to go to Iceland as well, just to experience Iceland and maybe spend 3 to 5 days in Iceland, and then definitely go visit the UK and Wales and check all of that out, and then head over to Ireland. So most likely the UK might be last, or Ireland might be last. I'm not really sure how that's going to pan out yet. Trying to see how much of it my aunt can stick around with us on the trip. And then the other places we would like to visit, but it's going to have to be a different trip, is I would love to go to France and Greece. Those are besides Australia and New Zealand, those are the only other places in the world that I would like to travel overseas and check out. So we would definitely have to do that later, down the road. Go jump on Nat's trampoline. Exactly. No, I think I'm too big for that trampoline. That's the kid's toy. I don't want to break it. And a guy's weekend away at Telford, that would totally be awesome. So yeah, that was kind of, if it works out to where we can't go, because we've started saving up for this trip, and it's still going to be a few years of saving up before we can really set everything concrete. But kind of the plan was to go around Telford, but if my aunt wants to go earlier in the year, we can do that. And then maybe I'll just not buy a few models for a year, because I have plenty to build, and try to save up some money so that just even if Melissa doesn't go with me, that I can head to the UK for that weekend of Telford, and spend some time with Lewis and Nat and everybody over there, and have some fun time at Telford, just so I can experience it and check it out. So might end up having to make 2 trips, Lewis, but we'll see. I'm still pushing to maybe go on the trip in October, towards the end of October, and then finish in the UK around Telford, the time of Telford, I think it's the second week or whatnot of November, and then hopefully we can work it out to where we can do it all in that one trip. But then Melissa will have to hang out with Nat while Lewis and I are checking out all the models. And trampoline took Nat's weight. Can't you see? I can't see you being a problem. Oh, you are sleeping on the couch tonight, buddy. All right, Steve. Yeah, I think you're saying thank you for about the phaser. I remember the last time you weren't going to buy models, didn't make it through the week. That's true, but you know what? I've been really good, and I have not purchased anything I actually haven't purchased any models on the Graveyard or on Sprue Brothers or anywhere else for at least 2 weeks. So we're good. I'm getting there, buddy. And I got rid of a lot of models that I knew I just wasn't going to build. I'm still on the fence, Chris, to be honest, about this one, but I'm going to hang on to it because I know at some point I will build it. I just don't know when. And yours looks absolutely amazing. I think you should just rattle can the whole thing like a black primer and just leave it. I was thinking about painting mine silver just to be different, or chrome, paint the whole thing chrome. This one, oh, you can't see where I'm pointing. This one right here the engine, that one is going to be built for the benefit dinner, the fire department's benefit dinner, and we'll be auctioning that one off. I'm trying to get some plans to do some decals for it for our department, and then it will be painted white like our fire trucks. Hey, Jalen is in the house. How's it going, Jalen? Thank you so much for joining us. How's it going? So good to see you, and hopefully you're doing well, Jalen. So yeah, you missed all the background on everything that's going on and where the fire's at and all that, but you can go to the very beginning of this video and see all of that. Lewis said, time to hit the road again now, buddy. Take care and bye all in chat. Take care, Lewis. Thank you so much for popping in, and you have a safe rest of the day, and I will talk to you soon, my friend. It's all black now. I'm currently painting other black colors on it. Yeah, that's the way to go. I'm still trying to decide which direction I would go with it, but it's a cool build. I really like it. Jalen says it's going good. Will do. So Jalen, another thing that I kind of brought up is I'm not going to, because my surgery is next week, I'm not going to be able to do the end of the month HobbyLink International group build live stream. So I don't know if you want to maybe do it with somebody. I don't know if do you have a platform that you can do that on? I was maybe going to see if even Kenny wanted to try to do it. I don't know. We might just have to miss it for another. It would actually be 2 months because in September I won't be available either. So yeah, we'll see. It might just end up that the next one won't be until October, which is October. Yeah, October. But either way, and I have appreciated all of your guys' comments and support on YouTube, or on YouTube as well as on Facebook. I haven't been on my Facebook page very much other than to post a few updates here and there. And just because I've been everything has been on just monitoring the fire and the updates to make sure that we're still safe. So and I also haven't been around the computer a lot. So I think someone would have to host it. My computer's not set up for streaming, and I have my Chromebook for the main computing. I have to figure that out. Yeah, no worries. We'll get Chris to do it. As long as I get my evolution kit, I'm going to win in September. Yeah, hopefully you win that. And that's actually something I thought about the other day was, shoot, I definitely, if we do have to go and evacuate, I should at least grab those 2 kits, because those are the ones I'm donating for the HobbyLink International giveaway. So definitely, I definitely should keep those because Chris needs that kit. So it is such a cool kit. I bought 2 of them back when I first bought them, and so I told Kenny, I don't need 2 of them, so I'll donate that one. And then I was just really thinking about it, and I really wanted to build it. I just don't know when I'm going to get around to building mine, if I'll ever get around to it. So I might sell that one or give the second one away, just because it's such a cool kit, and it looks super awesome. It's just I don't want to ruin it. It's that the dragon detail on that albatross is just fantastic. So I think I'll hold on to that kit for a very long time until I'm comfortable with my painting skills on aircraft, that I'll be able to do it some justice. Kits before clothes. That's right. I think we would understand if you couldn't donate those. Yeah, well, I at least should keep those ones safe, because they're not available anymore. The Chronoplan is available, I believe, still from Andy's Hobbies headquarters, but the Evolution kit, that Edward special edition kit, is no longer available from anywhere that I could find. And so I'm really, really glad I bought two of them when I did. But yeah, that's a special kit, and you'll do it justice for sure if you win. So yeah, when Melissa says you can't take your kits because they can be replaced, tell her the same applies to her clothes. There you go. Problem solved. So yeah. Well, excuse me, I'm going to get a sip of water here, and then I think we'll probably close out for the day. Okay. So yeah, I've been talking for almost 2 hours straight, which is way more talking than I'm used to. So I appreciate each and every one of you joining me today, and it's been a lot of fun. It's been nice to kind of be back in front of the computer for a bit, and I would like to get some modeling done as much as I can this week before I go into surgery next week. So I'll kind of keep everybody appraised. The patrons out there, I'll be doing a special video for the patron channel, and I'll be posting that here within the next few days, but hopefully before Friday. And just to kind of give you guys something special for the patron and buy me a coffee members to look forward to until I can get back from surgery and from recovery. So thanks for all of you that were able to join me today. And I hope you all have a wonderful, wonderful week. And I always have kind of been keeping myself entertained by checking out any of the videos that I've missed. I've got a lot of catch up to do on YouTube. But yeah, other than that, I don't have anything else for you guys. And thanks for keeping the chat going and for all of your support and prayers during this crazy time here in Yreka in California. So have a great, great week, and thanks again.